Welcome back to my channel. Let me tell you something I wish more women over 60 heard every single day. You are absolutely allowed to wear a maxi dress. You are allowed to look elegant. You are allowed to feel feminine. And yes, you are still allowed to walk into a room and be noticed. Somewhere along the way, so many women were taught that aging meant becoming quieter, safer, less visible. That after a certain age, style should become practical instead of expressive. But honestly, that belief has stolen confidence from far too many beautiful women. And I've seen it happen over and over again. Women with closets full of gorgeous maxi dresses, soft flowing fabrics, beautiful prints, expensive pieces they once loved, but they never wear them anymore. Not because the dresses stopped being beautiful, and not because their bodies became wrong. The real problem is much simpler than that. Nobody ever taught them how to style these dresses in a way that works for the woman they are today. Because wearing a maxi dress beautifully after 60 has very little to do with age and everything to do with proportion, movement, color structure, and confidence. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 6 powerful styling secrets that can completely transform the way a maxi dress looks and feels on your body. We're talking about the silhouettes that instantly create elegance, the belt trick that changes your entire shape, the shoes that make a dress look expensive, the layering techniques that add sophistication without heaviness, the necklines that soften and flatter the face, and finally, the color secret that can make you look more radiant, energized, and alive without trying to look younger. And I want you to stay with me until the end, because that final color rule, it changes more than an outfit. It changes the way a woman sees herself in the mirror. Because true elegance after 60 is not about pretending to be younger. It's about looking fully alive, exactly as you are. Part 1. The Silhouette Secret. Every beautiful outfit begins with the right shape. Let's start with the one thing that quietly determines whether a maxi dress looks effortlessly elegant or completely overwhelming. And surprisingly, it's not the color, it's not the fabric, it's not even the price tag, it's the silhouette. You see so many women over 60 try on a maxi dress and immediately assume something is wrong with their body when the dress doesn't look flattering. But most of the time, the issue has nothing to do with age or weight. The real problem is that the shape of the dress is fighting against the natural lines of the body instead of working with them. One of the most common mistakes is choosing a dress simply because it's the usual size. But true style is not about squeezing into a number. In fact, sometimes sizing up slightly creates a far more graceful and expensive look. A beautiful maxi dress should skim the body softly. It should move when you move. It should create flow and ease instead of pulling tightly across the stomach or clinging awkwardly to the hips. Real elegance always has softness to it. And here's something fascinating. Every silhouette creates a different kind of energy. Some women look incredibly refined in an A-line dress that gently defines the waist and glides away from the body. Others shine in a more structured silhouette that gives polish and presence. And then there are women who come alive in flowing dresses that move almost like poetry when they walk. The secret is not following trends. The secret is learning what makes your own presence feel stronger. Because when the silhouette is right, everything changes. A woman naturally stands taller, her posture softens, her movements feel calmer, more graceful, more confident. And honestly, that's the part people notice first. Not the dress itself, but the energy of the woman wearing it. Somewhere along the way, many women stopped dressing to feel beautiful and started dressing to disappear. They chose looser clothes, darker colors, safer shapes, not because they lost their love for style, but because they became afraid of being seen. But let me tell you something important. Elegance after 60 is not about becoming invisible. It's about learning how to show up again with confidence, softness, and quiet strength. And once you understand that, maxi dresses stop feeling intimidating. They start feeling empowering. Now, before we move into the next secret, which completely transforms the shape of a maxi dress with one tiny detail, Take a moment to look at your favorite dress differently. Maybe it never needed replacing. Maybe it simply needed the right silhouette all along. Part 2. The belt strategy. The small detail that completely changes a maxi dress. Now here's where things start getting really interesting, because sometimes the difference between a maxi dress looking shapeless and looking incredibly elegant comes down to one tiny detail most women overlook completely: the belt. Maxi dresses are naturally soft and flowing, which is beautiful, but without any structure, all that fabric can easily overwhelm the body. Instead of creating elegance, the dress starts to look heavy, oversized, or disconnected from the woman wearing it. And this is exactly why so many women try on a maxi dress and think, maybe this style just isn't for me. But usually the problem isn't the dress, it's the missing definition. The moment you add the right belt, everything changes. Suddenly the outfit has intention, the body has shape again, the eye naturally sees proportion instead of one long column of fabric. And what I love most is that a belt doesn't just create a waistline, it creates presence. It tells the world this outfit was styled thoughtfully, not thrown together at the last minute. But not all belts create the same effect. One mistake I see all the time is women choosing belts that are too thin or delicate. They disappear against the dress and do nothing for the silhouette. Instead, look for belts with a little structure, something with texture, a beautiful buckle, or enough visual weight to anchor the outfit. A belt should feel intentional, almost like jewelry for the waist. And placement matters more than most people realize. Too high and the proportions feel awkward. Too low and the body loses elegance. The sweet spot is your natural waist, that soft point where the body curves inward. That's where the magic happens. That's what creates that graceful hourglass effect that feels timeless and feminine without trying too hard. And here's a styling secret luxury dressers understand very well. Your belt does not need to match the dress perfectly. In fact, a little contrast often looks far more sophisticated. A soft gold belt on a navy maxi dress, a rich black leather belt on cream linen. Even subtle texture can make an outfit feel layered, modern, and quietly expensive. Because true style is rarely about dramatic changes. More often, it's the smallest details that transform the way a woman feels in her own clothes. And in the next part, we're going to talk about something many women over 60 struggle with quietly: how to create coverage, elegance, and sophistication without hiding yourself underneath layers of fabric. Part 3. The layering secret: how to create elegance without hiding yourself. Let's talk about something deeply personal for many women over 60: coverage. Because the truth is, a lot of women still love fashion. They just don't always feel comfortable showing every part of their body anymore. Maybe it's the arms, maybe it's the shoulders, maybe it's simply the desire to feel a little more refined and secure. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But here's where many women accidentally go in the wrong direction. They start covering themselves in ways that feel heavy, shapeless, or aging. Oversized cardigans, thick, dark layers, clothes that hide the body so completely that they also hide the woman wearing them. And that's the difference we need to change today. Because layering should never feel like hiding. It should feel like styling. A beautifully layered outfit adds sophistication instantly. It creates movement, texture, and depth. It makes a maxi dress feel intentional, polished, and quietly luxurious. In fact, some of the most elegant women in the world rarely wear a dress completely on its own. They understand the power of a perfectly chosen layer. For example, imagine a soft cream maxi dress paired with a lightweight linen blazer. Suddenly the outfit feels elevated, refined, expensive without trying too hard. Or picture a flowing fitted maxi dress with a long duster cardigan gently moving as she walks through a summer evening. That kind of movement creates what I call floating elegance. It's graceful, feminine, and incredibly flattering. Now, balance is everything here. If your maxi dress is loose and flowing, your layer should have a little more structure. A fitted jacket or tailored cardigan creates contrast and keeps the outfit from looking overwhelming. On the other hand, if the dress itself is more fitted, you can soften the look with a relaxed outer layer that adds ease and softness. And this is where tiny luxury details begin to matter. Matte fabrics instead of overly shiny materials, soft linen sleeves that drape naturally, subtle metallic buttons, light texture, the gentle movement of fabric as you walk. These are the quiet details that make an outfit feel elegant instead of overdone. Because real sophistication is rarely loud. More often, it's felt in the softness, the balance, and the confidence of a woman who knows she no longer has to hide herself to look beautiful. And if you've been enjoying these style secrets so far, take a quick second to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with another woman who deserves to feel elegant and confident at every age. Because next, we're moving into something that can instantly make a maxi dress look polished or completely disconnected. The shoes. Part 4. The shoes. The foundation that defines the entire energy of your outfit. Here's something fascinating about style that most women are never taught. People often notice your shoes before they fully process the outfit itself. And when it comes to maxi dresses, the shoes can either elevate the entire look or quietly undo all the elegance you were trying to create. I see this mistake constantly. A woman puts on a gorgeous, flowing maxi dress, beautiful fabric, flattering shape, lovely movement, and then pairs it with shoes that feel far too casual for the energy of the dress. White athletic sneakers, flat flip-flops, bulky sandals. And instantly, the outfit loses its refinement. Not because comfort is wrong, but because the visual language no longer matches. A maxi dress naturally carries softness, femininity, and movement. So when the shoes feel disconnected from that mood, the entire outfit starts to feel unfinished, almost accidental, like the dress and the shoes belong to two completely different stories. But the good news, small shoe changes can transform everything immediately. A sleek loafer adds polish and intelligence to a flowing dress. A pointed flat subtly elongates the leg and sharpens the silhouette. A low block heel creates graceful posture without sacrificing comfort. Metallic sandals add light and sophistication in a way that feels effortless, especially during spring and summer. And even dressy sneakers can work beautifully if they're streamlined, neutral-toned, and intentional rather than overly sporty. And this is where styling becomes truly interesting. Shoes are not just there to match the outfit, they balance the energy of it. A soft, romantic maxi dress paired with a more structured shoe creates sophistication. A tailored dress paired with softer sandals creates feminine ease. That contrast is often what makes expensive-looking outfits feel modern and alive. Now, if you want a simple luxury trick, pay attention to the finish of the shoe. Matte leather usually looks more elegant than overly glossy patent finishes. Soft metallics feel richer than harsh shine. And slightly elongated shoe shapes create quiet refinement without screaming for attention. Because real style rarely depends on logos or trends. More often it comes from harmony, proportion, and thoughtful details people feel before they even realize why the outfit looks so beautiful. And speaking of details that completely change how people see you, the next part might be one of the most overlooked style secrets of all. How the neckline of a maxi dress can soften the face, balance proportions, and completely transform your presence without changing the dress itself. Part 5. The neckline secret. The detail that changes your entire presence. Let me ask you something most women never stop to consider when trying on a dress. Where does the eye naturally go first? Surprisingly, it's usually not the waist, the shoes, or even the silhouette. It's the neckline. The neckline frames the face. It controls softness, balance, elegance, and even the emotional energy of an outfit. And once you understand this, you'll never shop for maxi dresses the same way again. You can have the most beautiful dress in the world, but if the neckline works against your features, something will always feel slightly off. Maybe the face looks harsher. Maybe the outfit feels heavier. Maybe you look tired without understanding why. That's because necklines quietly shape the entire impression of the woman wearing them. For women with rounder faces, softer V-necks and scoop necklines are incredibly flattering because they create gentle vertical movement. They visually lengthen the neck, open the face, and bring lightness to the entire look. It's subtle but powerful. On the other hand, women with more angular or square facial features often look stunning in boat necks, soft draping cowl necks, or wider scoop necklines because they soften stronger lines beautifully. And if you have a longer face shape, balance becomes important. Extremely deep V-necks can sometimes elongate the face too much, while a graceful boat neck or moderate scoop neckline creates harmony and sophistication instead. Now here's something I think deserves more attention. Not every fashion rule matters equally. The goal is not perfection. The goal is resonance. You want a neckline that makes you look in the mirror and quietly think, "There I am." That feeling matters more than trends ever will. One neckline I'd encourage women to be cautious with is what I call the in-between neckline. Not truly high, not truly open, just sitting awkwardly at the base of the neck. Those necklines often create stiffness and unintentionally age the face because they interrupt visual flow instead of enhancing it. And this becomes even more important as we get older. Because elegance after 60 is not about exposing more skin or hiding every inch of yourself. It's about creating softness, balance, and light around the face so your natural beauty can still shine through. If these style ideas are helping you see fashion differently, don't forget to subscribe and share this video with someone who needs a little reminder that beauty does not disappear with age. It simply evolves. And speaking of transformation, the final secret we're about to explore may be the most emotional one of all. Because color doesn't just change an outfit, it changes the energy of the woman wearing it. Part 6. The color energy rule. The colors that make women over 60 look radiant, elegant, and full of life. Now we've arrived at what may be the most transformative secret in this entire video. And interestingly, it has very little to do with trends or expensive clothing. It's about color. Because the truth is, color has energy. It changes how a woman looks, how she feels, and even how the world responds to her presence. And this is where many women over 60 unknowingly begin fading themselves. Over time, they start choosing darker shades, muted tones, or colors that feel safe. Not because they love them, but because they believe subtle means elegant, invisible means sophisticated. But something unfortunate happens when we do that. As we age, our natural contrast softens. Hair becomes lighter, skin loses some brightness, facial features become gentler. And when all of that is paired with lifeless colors, the face can suddenly appear tired, dull, or older than it truly is. That's why the right color matters so much more than most people realize. Because people don't notice the dress first. They notice your face. And the right color can completely awaken it. Suddenly the skin looks healthier, the eyes seem brighter, the smile has warmth again. There's an energy that makeup alone can't create. One of the most beautiful color families for mature women is jewel tones. Emerald green, sapphire blue, burgundy, plum, deep teal. These colors create what I call quiet richness. They feel luxurious without being loud. They add depth, sophistication, and a kind of confident femininity that becomes even more powerful with age. Warm neutrals are another secret weapon. Cream, camel, soft, mocha, warm, ivory. These shades create softness and understated elegance. They feel expensive in a very European, effortless way, especially when paired with matte gold jewelry or natural textures like linen and suede. And then there are mature pastels. Dusty rose, sage green, powder blue, soft lavender. These aren't youthful, sugary pastels. They're softer, calmer, more refined. They bring freshness to the face without trying to force youthfulness. Now, there are also colors worth approaching carefully. Flat beige, cold gray, harsh neon shades, or head-to-toe black without any warmth nearby can drain life from the complexion. But even black can become beautiful again with the right balance. A warm lipstick, soft metallic accessories, or a creamy scarf near the face can completely change the effect. And honestly, this is the heart of everything we've talked about today. Elegance after 60 is not about trying to look younger. It's about looking more alive, more luminous, more connected to yourself. Because there's a kind of femininity that only mature women possess. It's calmer, softer, less performative, but somehow even more magnetic. And when a woman finally discovers the colors that truly bring her to life, she doesn't just change her outfit, she changes the way she walks into a room, the way she carries herself, the way she sees her reflection. That's the real transformation. And if this video reminded you that beauty does not disappear with age, take a moment to like, subscribe, and share it with another woman who deserves to feel radiant again. Because your style was never meant to fade away with time. Sometimes it simply needs to be rediscovered. And maybe that's the most beautiful realization of all. By now you can probably see that wearing a maxi dress elegantly after 60 has very little to do with age and everything to do with intention. Because the women who look truly radiant in these outfits are not necessarily the youngest women in the room. They're the women who understand balance, softness, confidence, and presence. Think about everything we talked about today. Choosing the right silhouette so the dress moves with your body instead of hiding it. Using a belt to gently redefine shape and proportion. Layering in a way that adds sophistication instead of heaviness. Choosing shoes that complete the energy of the outfit. Finding necklines that flatter your face and bring softness to your features. And finally, using color to bring life back into your complexion, your expression, and even your mood. But here's what I really hope you take away from this video. This was never just about fashion. It was about learning how to feel visible again. Because somewhere along the way, many women slowly stop dressing for themselves. They start choosing safer colors, looser silhouettes, quieter outfits. Not because they no longer love beauty, but because they begin to feel like they should take up less space. And I want you to know something tonight. Elegance does not require you to disappear. In fact, there is a kind of beauty that only mature women possess. It's calmer, softer, more grounded, and honestly, far more captivating than trying to look 20 years younger. A woman in her 60s or 70s wearing a flowing maxi dress with confidence, grace, and warmth has a presence that cannot be copied. That kind of beauty comes from self-acceptance, from wisdom, from finally understanding that style is not about pretending to be someone else. It's about becoming more fully yourself. So this week, I want you to do something simple. Take out one maxi dress you've been avoiding. Maybe it's been sitting in your closet for months, maybe even years. Try it on again. Add the belt. Change the shoes. Try a softer neckline. Add a beautiful layer or a richer color. Then stand in front of the mirror and notice how different you feel when the outfit finally works with you instead of against you. And if this video encouraged you in any way, I'd truly love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and tell me which styling tip you want to try first. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with another woman who may need this reminder today. Because every woman deserves to know this. You are not too old to wear beautiful things. You are not too old to feel elegant. And you are absolutely not too old to shine. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I genuinely appreciate you being here. And I hope this video reminded you just how beautiful, graceful, and powerful you still are. Wishing you a wonderful week ahead, and I'll see you in the next video.